Ladies and gentlemen, hello flight simmers, good evening from Los Angeles and welcome back to the FlyByWire A380. We are back in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 as, apparently it's still the new sim does not really live up to the standards we're used to with the previous sim, and that's why especially with the A380 I decided to go back to Microsoft 2020 for this one. And it is the last flight of the year 2024 already. It's crazy how fast this year went by, but of course I wanted to do one last flight and end this year in style, and so I've decided to go with the Lufthansa A380 from Los Angeles back to Munich. And so cool to be here in Los Angeles with the A380, since it is apart from Dubai really the only airport where you can see a bunch of A380s around. Right now there's only the Korean Air. I don't think there's any other at the moment. Yeah, there's Qantas A330, Turkish Dreamliner. Yeah, but sometimes the lineup of A380s is even bigger here than what we are seeing right now. It seems like I have some issue with GSX. When I try to start the boarding, it crashes. I hope it works for the pushback. If not, we will find some way to manage around that. And so this is covered. I don't really want to spend much more time right now, as I'm just really excited to get this flight going. So I would say let's jump into the flight deck and kick things off. Right, so here we are in the beautiful A380 flight deck. I'm just seeing this is wrong. It happens when I go into the settings, which is really strange. Right, since now we do not have GSX boarding, I need to go into some settings. Third party, GSX, payload synchronization off, and then I think it should work to go into payload. Yeah, so this is planned 484 passengers, a bit of cargo, 0 fuel and 350 tons. And then, how long will it take? 40 minutes? No way. 8 minutes. I think it's something I can spare. Seems like it's going even quicker. Okay, so boarding is commencing. That is beautiful. Maybe we can now jump into let's do charts, since it's gonna take 8 minutes. We have time for some charts. Right, so here we are, flying all the way. Oh, actually, let me re-import this. I'm not sure if this was the latest one I filed. Yeah, that looks slightly different. So this is what we are flying today. Flight time will be 10 hours and 55 minutes, so we are slightly increasing the flight time of the A380s. The last one we did was from Tokyo to Honolulu. I think that was around 8 hours. Today we're going 11 hours, and then there's essentially only the Emirates operations left, up to 16 hours I think for the longest ones. So yeah, that's what we are having to do today. One thing that really surprises me, and now I'm actually gonna pull up the flight plan. The takeoff weight is getting pretty close to the max takeoff weight. There's just 10 tons left, and this is something which really surprises me. And I think there are some errors with the FlyByWire A380 potentially, because going to Munich, we have a block fuel of essentially 150 tons and have a payload of 50 tons, 484 passengers. Then, just out of curiosity, I filed this from Los Angeles to Dubai, which is also operated by A380s these days. The thing is, in order to stay within the max takeoff weight, it will only give me like 50 passengers, and that's it. And I think this can't be realistic at all. So I guess there's some error when it comes to weights. Maybe the 0 fuel weight of the FlyByWire is just too high compared to a real world thing. I don't know. I guess there's something which is slightly unrealistic. However, for today's flight, we are still within limits, so that should work quite well. Maybe quickly pulling up some weather, so we know what to look out for. Turbulence, that's quite interesting. Okay, so initially heading out of LAX, we're gonna expect some turbulence, climbing up higher later on. Okay, some areas, especially on the first part of the flight, but also over Canada. Eventually up over the Atlantic, and then the last bit of the flight is supposed to be rather smooth. That's very interesting. Then we can check out icing. Nothing on our levels up there. We can check the jet streams. And this is why initially we have the turbulence. We are crossing the jet stream there. And then we will get some tailwinds over the Atlantic. Ooh, so that's some interesting jet stream right here. Coming from the south. That's not something we see every day, I believe. Right, so that's that. Is there anything else we should look at? Significant weather, potentially. Yeah, so we have some turbulence up here, then up there, as we saw earlier. Right, so it's not going to be the smoothest of all journeys, I believe. But yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, and then of course the departure. So I've calculated out of runway. I always get this wrong in LX. It's 24 left, so we will just taxi out up here. Then we are supposed to take Echo. That's available for the A380s, and then 24 left on the Ocean 1 departure. So 3,000 below, 5,000 below. So a few altitudes we need to check in the FMC later on, and then all the way out to Bailey, I believe it is. Yeah. Right. Now, getting started down here. We are on the current EREC. It ends tomorrow. I'm recording on the 25th of December. Flight plan in it. That's what I forgot. How do we request it like this? I think it's supposed to come in. Uplink. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it was really strange because when I kicked on my flight sim today, turned out that all these settings from the sim were deleted, and I had to reinsert them all again, which was really a pain to go through. So I do hope we have everything set up correctly now. Okay, so do we have the flight plan now inserted? How do I check that even? No, it is not. Strange. There we go. Not quite sure what was the difference now, but apparently that's what we got. Alright. Departure. Runway 24 left. On the Ocean 1 departure with the Bailey transition. Insert, and then for the arrival we will plan, it doesn't really make any difference right now, 26 right maybe, approach ILS 26 right, coming from the Rokiel 1 Bravo with the, yeah, via mic. I think that should be it. We're gonna double check it later on. Maybe I need to dial the mic, right, but never mind. We will set it up later on as well. I think this is something that gets us to the airfield, so we will work with that. Performance. Not yet. Fuel and load. This is what I've been looking for. So theoretically, if the aircraft is loaded correctly, we should have 350.4 tons of zero fuel weight. 354 at 34.2. 34.2 and a block fuel of 149.7. 149.7, like this. Alternate going to Frankfurt 7.9. And then this is looking rather good. PAX number was 482 something. Cost index 15. Estimated fuel on board 21.5. That sounds about good. And then we need to go into performance cruise. There's cruise level 350. Yeah, that's correct. Climb to 9084, transition 18, that's okay, and then we just need to do the takeoff performance calculation. Alright, so we will go back to SimBrief, and I think I will calculate with the cross weight, which is 500. Wind we have 320 at 6, and the values we are getting are as follows. We have V1 136, VR 153, V2 163, and we have a flex temperature of 41, and that is on a flap 1 setting. Trim 39, PAX on, anti-ice off, thrust reduction acceleration let's see, we have, getting the black box data, 1130 and 1130, engine out, acceleration 1700. Okay, cool, so that's in there, and then we can, actually let's continue up here. We will do the APU fire up. And then we need to pull up some checklists. Cockpit preparation checklist. Given the covers are removed, hopefully. Fuel quantity 151.2 tons. That's a lot of fuel. Bad reference is set 3004. How do I even switch this to inches? 3017. Wait, 1017. 1017. That is set. Checklist completed. I am afraid, I'm just noticing, I think my DLSS has been reset once again, so we will not have the best display quality on this flight. But never mind. Right. How are we looking from the... Oh, it's turned dark already. I was hoping for a bit of a sunset departure, but apparently we are too late for this. Departure time is 5:30 p.m. local, and then it will be a daytime arrival into Munich later on. So right, where do we continue? This is armed already. This should go all to manage. Oh yeah, our initial climb. That is quite interesting. Initial climb, top altitude 17,000. The flight director most likely, and then we can go managed climb nav. Okay, this is looking good. We can also pull up the airport map, and yeah, let's get ready. Beacons, all the fuel pumps coming on. I still need to close some doors as well. APU is available, APU bleed, so I can kick out the externals like this. And now the question is, can I use GSX Pushback without it crashing, or will it crash? The jetway is still connected. Yeah, it's disconnecting, that's good. And then hopefully it works, let's see. And then we should have a before start checklist. We do. Beautiful. Parking brake is set to on. Takeoff speeds and thrust are inserted. Beacons are on. Checklist complete. Something I want to double check is the flight plan. So we have Delray.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Below. This is where we easily are, and any 5,000 below also quite easy making that. Then later on we have Cahill, 15,000 above, easy. We're gonna be up at cruise already, and Zoom 16,000 above, easy as well. Okay, no trouble to be expected in that regard.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Right, zooming in. Oh, I love these onboard charts. This is so amazing. Yeah, so we taxi out Kilo and then Echo. It is quite simple. And we're right on time, just 5 minutes ahead of scheduled departure time. I think that's just beautiful. Constraints coming on.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, let's fire up the Rolls Royces. Engine start selected to start, and then kicking off with 3 and 4. Right, 1 and 2. Transponder standby, master caution. Alright, that is indeed something I forgot.
Please set parking
brakes. Auto, and then let's go 1000. It's hard to see now, but it is crazy how much of these wings bend down.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass
and they
pin
are
removed.
loaded up with fuel. You can see it on the
Left is
real
clear, right is
aircraft
clear.
as well, that the wings actually point down towards the end, but I think here on the fly-by-wire it might be just a touch exaggerated. I think that's a little bit much in my opinion, but yeah, not sure. Let me know what you guys think about, but I think that's just a touch too much. Right, yeah, I have the cabin disabled because it's the Emirates cabin, and that's of course nothing we are flying here in real, for real. Okay, well, we have 4 good engines, and that's a beautiful thing. So engine starter back to normal, APU bleed off, APU master coming off, NTIs not required. Takeoff, brake setting RTO, flap 1, trim setting, going to 39er. There we are. Flight control check. Full left. Full right. Neutral, yeah, the DLS is really bad. Full up. Full down, neutral and rudder. Full left. Full rudder. It was just stuck on the left position, but this looks good. Checklist. After start. NTI is not required, everything else is set. So the taxi checklist, yeah, we will pull this up in just a second. Now we will go taxi lights and runway turn off and camera lights going on and off we go. Oh yeah, picking up some speed already. Thrust level is really sensitive. Okay, let's do the taxi checklist then. Flight controls are checked. Flap setting is 1+F. Radar. That's a good point. Let's go. Traffic and let's go terrain for now. This can actually come TARA. Going back to flight management system. Almost heading too far. Let's take a right on Echo. This aircraft is really hard to turn. Okay, gonna complete the checklist in just a second. Oh, I forgot the spoilers. Good that we have a checklist. Ground spoilers armed. Radar is set to on now. TO config. Normal checklist completed. Is there a lineup checklist? Yes, there is. Alright, so we are of course going full length. Out like that. Seems like the approach is free. This now very much reminds me of actually watching YouTube myself. There's this channel, I think it's like, is it LA Flights? It's quite a popular channel, just plane spotting in Los Angeles, and you sometimes see the big ones, such as the Lufthansa A380 lining up for runway 24 left. And really cool channel. I really like to just sit in the evening and watch it, watch the heavies go out of LAX. That's something very cool. Right, lineup checklist then. Takeoff runway 24 left is identified. We just need to get on there. Cabin crew is advised. Packs 1 and 2 are on, and checklist is completed. And then we are ready to rock and roll. A380 out of LAX at yeah, actually very close to max takeoff weight. It is a little bit exciting. Okay, let's keep it rolling. let's go. Just finishing the line up. 50% stable. Man, Flex 41, SRS, nav blue. Really good sound on this one. Nice acceleration as well. That's already 100 knots.
V1.
Rotates. Very quick takeoff roll. Okay, let's go flying. There we are, airborne. Not the best of all rotations, but we made it. Oh. Alright, sorry about this. I had to do a quick settings recovery there. Had the rudder axis assigned to my joystick, which of course was nonsense, and yeah, anyhow, we are getting there. It was a close call, but now we are on a steady climb once again. Right, beautiful, but I do love, let's go autopilot, I do love the sound from the cabin. Sounds just like the real thing, being a passenger in here. It's so smooth, it's just like a subtle background noise. Love the Rolls-Royce engines. Right. Yeah, so the aircraft should accelerate a bit more. Let's give it some time before we retract the flaps. Okay, we already went into the auto retract of the flap part. We can disarm those fellas. Those come off, those come off. Now, are we accelerating? Hardly. Oh, that's a strange painting of the flight plan. Okay, let's go flaps up. Can't see anything out there. So we're going into Hank, and that is correct as per the flight plan. Alright, what did we say for cruise? 350, so let's dial this in. Like this, and then I'm not sure if we would typically get direct out of LAX on the departure. I don't know, maybe not. Let's fly the full thing. Now we have a pretty good climb rate as well. Did I forget the landing lights? I did, man. I just noticed right now. Anyway, we can leave them off for now. Alright guys, I think we don't have an after takeoff. Yeah, we don't. So, that completes a little bit bumpy or rather non-smooth departure out of LAX. I really hope for a better arrival into Munich later on. But yeah, that's it. Last departure for 2024, and now we will hopefully later on have a nice landing into Munich. That would be so cool. And yeah, so enjoy the cruise, and I will catch you later. Hello folks, welcome back. Here we are now descending towards Munich after 10 hours and 25 minutes up to this point. We are about to pass flight level 170, so still fairly high up. However, it's gonna be a quick approach from here, since we will be landing on runway 08 left, and I have dialed in the Rokiel 08 transition, which we will not fly in full. Actually, my goal is to, from Rokiel, actually head straight towards the defined approach, and that's potentially gonna make things very short for us. So yeah, we still need to do a few things. One of them is setting up the BTV, which is always fun because it's unique in the A380. We have no other aircraft where we can do it, so I think it's always fun to do that kind of exercise. Now trying to remember how to get there. Airport selection. There it is, Munich. Display airport. Is that coming up or not? I thought it was coming up. Display airport, is this not how it works? What am I missing then? Plan. Ah, that's what I'm missing. Right, so we have 08 left selected and we want to make it. I think Alpha 8 is a little bit short. Alpha 10 should work out for us. It's been a while since I last did it. I should have started this earlier. I had a feeling. I had a feeling I should start it early. Alpha 10. How do I select it? BTV, Alpha 10? Not quite. Maybe I do need to set the runway first. Ah, there we go. And then we can go, yeah, that's the dry, and then that's the wet, and that's just pointing towards Alpha 10, and that is perfect. BTV now being armed for Alpha 10. Nice. There we go. So let's see, flight level 100, landing lights, this time actually remembering to switching them on. And this is perfect because from Rokiel, so Rokiel we can typically expect to get flight level 80 from ATC, and then from there we can, I guess we can pretty much remain on heading and it will get us there if I'm getting this right. Do we have the frequency set? Should be. Yeah, and then I think today we will actually try a config 3 landing. Something I've not tested before on the A380, but you can see by the speeds it is still fairly slow. It's not like we are coming in with super high speeds. Now I do hope we don't have to set anything up here like we have to do in the A320 family when doing a flap 3 landing, but I don't think there is something like this on the A380. Right, regarding the weather, we have transition level 60, variable wind 2 knots, cab okay, temperature -2, QNH 1036. So we can go direct now towards the final So we can go Margat, which is quite nice. From Margat we have 11 miles left. Yeah, let's do it. It's the most direct thing we can think of here. So let's just do that. Margat. From present position, direct insert. Descending down to 5,000. Yeah, looks nice. I like that. And then we can also set 1036 in here. Same down here. 103. To see, there we go, 1036, and then we can pull up the approach checklist. So barrel reference, I set 1036 3 times. Seatbelts on, minimums are set 1667 barrow, and auto brake is set to brake to VK. Checklist complete. Sweet, now it's only a matter of minutes until we get there, and now I hope that the traffic is cooperating for our approach. Alright, hitting 5,000, we now have speed, and now also the approach phase is gonna be activated. So speed is dropping down all the way to 145. I think we can maintain a little bit of a higher speed. Knowing from previous flights, the A380 has a lot of track, so it's really easy to slow down on final approach. So I'm not worried about speed at all. However, yeah, 15 miles now, we can very soon go flap 1. And it looks like, yeah, maybe there's gonna be some fog even. Let me refresh that weather we are having there. No, it still says Cav OK. Interesting. Okay, let's go flap 1. And then let's select speed something like 190 for now. Yeah, so FPS not really great, and that's something I really hate about the 2020 sim, that after long flights performance really turns bad. I've not, like in the new sim, I've not really done any long flights up to this point, but I just hope it's better. Right, now we're gonna turn final any second. Beautiful, the Alps down there. Very nice. Okay, turning final. Localizer should be captured straight away. It is. Let's go approach mode. Go around altitude is 5,000, so that is set. And that's the glide slope. Alright, 10 miles to go. Can go speed 180. Let's go flap 2. We are accelerating a little bit. I do remember there being more track, but I think
2,500.
now it's looking good, and we can drop the gear very soon as well. Right, Pulling up the landing checklist already. Yeah, ground spoilers we can arm. Let's go gear down. Looks like we are actually diving into that fog, but I can see some airport layout back there. And then let's go manage speeds. Flaps 3, and this is being checked green, so that's a good sign. Checklist complete. Turn off and taxi lights. Strobes, oh I had them on auto, that's not too good. Let's do it like this. Right, so let's see. I do remember as well that the handling is not really spectacular on this aircraft. So maybe I'm gonna leave the auto thrust in there and I will focus on the actual flying bits. Right. Manual flight, my aircraft.
1000.
Interesting to see that the A380 is having close to 0 pitch on final approach. And that's on a flap 3, maybe on a flap 4 it would even slightly point downwards. Drifting off center line a bit, but it's for some reason it's not very easy to maintain it in this aircraft. But we are being right on profile.
Hundred above.
A little bit low correcting.
Minimum.
Continue.
$50, $40, $30, $20. Retard. 5.
And there we go. That was quite alright. Reverse. Reverse green decel. Yeah, maintaining the speed, and then very soon the brake to vacate will kick in. Right around now, cool. Beautiful, idle forwards.
Auto brake off.
Manual braking. Cool, nice. I do like this landing. While I was touching down, I noticed I haven't run Volante on this flight. I completely forgot about it. So I don't have a touchdown rate for you, but in terms of putting it on the touchdown marker, I was quite happy with that. So that's a good thing. And yeah, welcome to Munich, everyone. Nice, 10 hours and 41 minutes. All the way from LAX, really, really cool. Really cool flying the A380 in a sim. Wow, we've been waiting on this for so many years, and now we can fly it. It's kind of amazing. It still amazes me. That's what it does. Strobes relief on auto, beacon snap, landing lights. Alright. Now we need to taxi back on, what do we take? November, I guess, and then November 4 onto the apron. And yeah, it's not a huge taxi. Actually, it's gonna be fairly quick. Alright, stand 250, that's for us. It's one of the few in Munich with the 3 jetways. However, of course, with the GSX limitation that we can only use one aircraft, one jetway per aircraft, is it's kind of useless to have 3 anyway. But it's also something crazy. I mean, how long has this limitation been in place? Since the beginning of Microsoft Flight Sim, essentially. One would expect to be fixed, but apparently it's very low on priority. Yeah, in the meantime, I've shut down 2 engines. Not exactly sure which ones to shut down, but I believe I've seen in real world also that the outer engines are being shut down. So that's what I've done. And seems like we still have plenty of power, of course, to get us to this stand. Let's switch off some further lights. Let's see, do we have a docking system? I thought we would, but apparently we do not. And then we just eyeball it. It looks like we're good already. Luckily the A380 is not really the longest of all aircrafts. Yeah, let's leave it there. And then parking brake. Nice. We have essentially made it. Let's see if this works. Request deboarding. All the pumps like this. Beacons, seat belts, and that's it. Parking checklist. Parking brake is set, engines are off, wing lights are off, fuel pumps are off. Checklist is completed. And then when we have external power, which we do, and then we have this one set and APU comes off. Nice, what a beautiful sight. Alright guys, this completes my flight sim year of 2024, and I hope, yeah, that's what I also got in LAX. Let's disregard them, we don't have GSX. Right, so yeah, this completes this year of flight simming. I hope you guys have enjoyed this last one in particular. It is really cool to fly the A380 in a sim. It's just outstanding. I just really hope they keep working on it. It's already very, very good, but especially in terms of performance, FPS friendliness, I do hope they add some more work to it. That would be quite amazing. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what next year will have in store for us. There is of course the new sim, which is mediocre for now, so it's really hard to say where we will be flying, like which sim we will be using most next year. I really don't know, but of course we will fly what we feel like is working best for us, and of course, as always, let me know what kind of content you guys are interested in, and I will make it happen for you. Alright guys, then I wish you a very good end to the year 2024 and a good start into 2025, and I will see you on the next one. Take care everyone, bye bye.